talking
about? Are you switching teams or what's going on?
I don't know what are they offering.
I mean, I guess if you're a gay dude, it's pretty easy to find gay dudes to like suck you off and stuff. Instantly demonetized.
This is true. This is true. It'd be a lot easier.
I mean, just ask Chris Tyson.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like a lesson on what happens if you have a dude in your group who turns into a chick and then starts acting weird. Like, maybe you should distance yourself.
Who used to make fun of pronouns when he used to be a guy.
Yeah, I'd never watched. Honestly, I think I've watched like 5 MrBeast videos ever.
Probably about the same.
And I don't really care. Like, I'm glad that he's like building wells for people in Africa so that they can have water and shit. Like, it's kind of cool when they go in on like someone's stream and give like $1 million fucking super chat or something. You know, like, that's kind of cool. But yeah, I don't know shit about him. Besides, he's got this tranny whose name is Chris, and then went to like something that was a girl name. Ava, there we go. And started hitting on 15-year-old boys in his Discord and inviting people across state lines who were underage to come participate in some weird shit. It turns out. And now he's fired from fucking MrBeast's show, which means that there's enough evidence for MrBeast to fire him, because if he didn't have enough evidence to fire him, then he would be opening himself up to a lawsuit, right? Like a huge lawsuit. So the only way you can protect yourself from a lawsuit like that is if the truth is on your side. So it appears that someone in MrBeast's organization was using MrBeast's name as a way to groom children for years now. And the level of knowledge that he has about it, like MrBeast himself, what's his name? I don't even know.
James something or other.
I guess it doesn't matter. But I guess the question will be moving forward, how much did he know and when? And what did he do to cover it up? Because it seems to me like this kind of behavior going on for years would have been known. It would have been at least suspected. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm about to say that. Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of stuff coming out about MrBeast himself now. That Cash Me Outside girl that got fame on Dr. Phil, he was basically trying to hit on that when she was like 14.
Yuck.
I mean, there's just so much pedophilia in Hollywood. Is it any surprise that there's some pedophilia on YouTube when it comes to like children's content?
Well, the thing is,
effectively, that's what fucking MrBeast's show is, right? It's not aimed at us. It's not aimed at like 20-year-olds. It's aimed at like 10 to 15-year-olds. You know.
Well, you also don't get that big without like the check marks themselves being like, "Yep, we got the guy," or the nod now.
You need some WD-40. Mr. Lawfully Armed, how goes it?
It's been a good day.
Word. Yeah, my new bike stopped running for a minute. And I was really scared that some major problem happened with it, and I took the seat cover off and the fucking side panels off, and it was just a loose battery cable.
Whew.
Yeah, no big deal. So I think I might sell the Ninja, which I don't really want to, but I only paid $1,000 for it, and someone's going to give me $2,300 for it. So it's like
$2,300.
$2,300. Yeah. So I rode a bike for free for a year, and then got $1,300 profit when I sold it. Like, that's not a bad deal.
No, still your boss.
Right.
Yeah.
There's that added satisfaction of making money on your boss.
Yes to all. Yeah, I know. Well, he's a cool guy. Like, one of my bosses, if he bought my bike, I'd be like hoping he. Yeah, that's a little far. Won't finish that sentence. What's up, Superbad? How you doing, man? Eduardo Espinosa. MSB 9021's out there. We got Brady, Randy Butternubs, Fiend Dog, Anthony Roberts, NC Lucky. How you guys doing out there? Word. I don't know if you're there if you don't comment. It's one of those things. If you don't comment, I don't get to say your name. And then we don't get the algorithm. Was the Kawasaki under a pair of Jankos? You know it. I'm wearing them right now, baby. I'm probably going for a ride when this chat's over, too. Why? Because I can. Because I can.
Oh, yeah. I missed the Colorado family reunion. So.
Oh, shit. When was that?
Honda this year. Oh, it was last weekend.
What kind of family reunion is that when you don't go? It's like, hey, everybody but Leo.
Right. Well, half the family in Chicago didn't go, so there was a lot of transportation issues. That shit.
Dude, Chicago's not that. What is it, like 9 hours away, something like that? Hold on, let me look this up. Driving from Chicago to Denver. I guess it's 14 hours. Fine.
Yeah, and they were saying like 10 hours, but yeah, I guess 14. But it was like, none of us want to be in a van that long with each other.
Oh yeah. It's one thing when you're a kid and you're like used to being all fucking oppressed by your fucking siblings and parents and shit, but when you're an adult, that's why I could like never move back home after the age of like 17 or whatever it was when I moved out.
Yeah. Some already had hotels booked, but had to cancel all that shit. So clusterfuck of stuff.
I thought you guys had like a big fucking house up in the mountains or something.
Who knows?
It's only for the cool people, only the cool family members.
Probably. Well, I have one uncle that's from Chicago, Colorado, with me now. Yeah. So, he decided to come here for a few weeks.
He's like, yeah, there's a family reunion in Chicago.
Right.
Is that what we're calling Denver now? Chicago.
Basically. You're getting a lot more of us.
Seriously, parts of Denver have turned into basically Chicago.
Yep.
No.
You're welcome.
And you know why? Because Chicago moved here.
Yep.
Like Aurora, Colorado is now like Chicago light. It sucks. I mean, not that Aurora was a nice place to begin with. But it was like the cheapest place you could move to. Like if you're like, hey, let me move to the Denver metro area and I'll work in Denver, but let me find a place that's close by-ish that's cheap. Oh, Aurora's cheap. Let me move to Aurora. I wonder why it's cheap in Aurora. Oh, weird. My car got stolen. My best friend recently shared with me that they identify as a dog and find a clicker to be a sexual thing that throws them off. Yeah, I don't know if I really have anything to do with them. Bro, like something like that, I think it's best to like not like ostracize them and not like, I don't know, call them names and treat them like shit. But maybe give yourself a little bit of distance, quietly. Take a step back, reassess, watch what they're up to. You shall know them by their fruits, kind of thing.
Or buy a jar of peanut butter,
Oh.
Do.
With the dog? Oh, Jesus Christ. Chicago is made up of very nice people. Yeah, I'm sure there's nice people in Chicago, and I bet there's a bunch of pieces of fucking shit who would just as soon rob you as they would fucking help you,
Depends where you at.
Yep.
truth. Well, we got a couple of Twitter stories pulled up here. Not too many today. I'm kind of busy the last week dealing with shit. Here, let me get to the beginning of where we start here.
Apparently, shit's popping off in Venezuela right now.
Shoot, they celebrating over here. I had video. I put on my
the
Snapchat.
Venezuelans?
Yep. They got all the traffic blocked up, waving flags around. And, you know.
You know, I was talking to this
having a
Mexican
parade.
dude at my work, and he was like, I hate Venezuelans. And I'm like, why? He's like, they're the dirtiest people in the fucking world. I'm like, damn, bro. Like,
Yeah, they all talk shit to each other. Mexicans hate the Puerto Ricans. Puerto Ricans don't like the Mexicans. Mexicans don't like the city Mexicans. Country Mexicans don't like the city Mexicans.
apparently, they all hate the Venezuelans, though.
Oh, yeah.
Like, everyone south of the border hates Venezuela for some reason. I don't know why.
Because it's a fourth world shithole and they're third world shitholes.
All right. Looks like we're about right here.
Well, it's like Texas and Oklahoma. You know, they don't like each other. Or Illinois and Wisconsin.
I don't know. I feel like Oklahoma is kind of like
Or Ohio and Michigan.
Ohio
the
and
cheapest
everybody.
place. It's like the Aurora of America, you know? It's like, where do I want to live that's cheap? Huh, why are there so many meth heads here? That's weird.
America's okayest state.
Here we have the America under the Biden administration. Turn the bald eagle into a trash bird, man.
Looks like he has a
Dirty
mullet.
ass bald eagle.
All right.
Like, went from hunting fish on a fucking beautiful lake to this. It's terrible. Eduardo says, I like Venezuelans. I mean, I don't have any problem with Venezuelans. I just think it's funny that the Mexicans hate them. And it's funny that, like, if you're Mexican, you can be like, fuck Venezuelans, and it's not racist. But if you're American and you're like, fuck Venezuelans, then it is, you know? That's kind of funny. So here's a statement from Vice President Kamala Harris. Yesterday at Union Station in Washington, D.C., we saw despicable acts of unprecedented protesters and dangerous hate-fueled rhetoric. I condemn any individuals associated with the brutal terrorist organization Hamas, which has vowed to annihilate the state of Israel and kill Jews. Pro-Hamas graffiti and rhetoric is abhorrent and must not be tolerated in our nation. I condemn the burning of the American flag. That flag is a symbol of our highest ideals as a nation and represents the promise of America. It should never be desecrated in that way. I support the right to peacefully protest, but let's be clear. Anti-Semitism, hate, and violence of any kind has no place in our nation. Based. You know, if someone you don't like says something you do like, I think you should call it out. But the thing is about this, how many people who would vote Democrat, is this like a one issue, single issue voter when it comes to Gaza and Israel? It turns out there's a lot of anti-Semitism going on in this country. There's a lot of people who, for better or worse or whatever, for whatever reason, really don't like Jewish people and really don't like the state of Israel and really wish that Hamas would be successful in their goal. I mean, do we not learn about World War II in school?
Gays for Palestine.
It's just so weird that, like, the people who are screaming that Trump supporters are Nazis are also the same ones screaming that Jews should be fucking eradicated from their country.
Mm-hmm.
Is there no mirror you can hold up to these people and show them what they look like? And I'm not Israel first. In fact, if you guys remember when this whole thing started, I was like, dude, Israel has the finances and the military and the technological know-how and the everything to defend themselves. They don't need help from us. They don't need help from us. Like, I could see maybe us selling them some weapons or whatever because they can't produce enough or whatever. Fine. We sell weapons to all kinds of people. I said we shouldn't be giving them shit. Not one fucking bullet, not one fucking gun, not one fucking jet, not one fucking bomb.
Now, if they want to buy weapons from us,
yeah.
different story. Yeah.
I don't have honestly, I don't really have a problem with that. We tend to fucking sell weapons to everybody, right?
Yeah.
In fact, besides dollar bills, that's the only thing we fucking produce in this country anymore is weapons.
But of course, they are going to try to lowball us.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah.
It is in the name.
Yeah.
Off topic, but adjacent to that statement from Kamala. Have you noticed that basically they're just letting her substitute teacher the rest of his administration or his term?
Well, sure, they have to. There's no other choice in the matter now.
They're also 1984ing all of her records for her prosecutions of everybody in California for the last 20 years or so.
And they're also trying to retcon the fucking history of the past 3.5 years and say, oh, Kamala Harris was never the border czar.
That was definitely a thing.
They literally called her the border czar for at least a couple of months.
Yeah.
And then she never went to the border and never did anything. And then they say, okay, here's the other thing. They're like, oh, under the Biden administration, illegal crossings are down to the lowest levels since before Trump. That sounds a little weird, doesn't it? How do you think they came to that number? Do you think they're counting the numbers the same?
Nope.
Oh, it turns out all that they did was create basically a legal method to illegally come into the country. And if you follow the legal methods of coming illegally into the country, then it's not counted as an illegal crossing anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So you are considered to be a refugee, not an illegal immigrant. And you're rubber stamped and brought remember when they were going to pass all this money for the border? It was border security fucking funding and shit like that.
Yes.
Well, if you read the bill at the time, you would have discovered that none of that money goes to stopping people. None of that money goes to building walls. None of it goes towards infrastructure. None of it really goes towards equipment and personnel. Well, personnel for sure, but not to secure the border. The personnel that it would go towards procuring would have been for hiring people to process people more efficiently. So instead of having a backlog of people at the border who need to be processed, you could take on any number or however many come across the border on any given day and then process them and ship them across the country with fucking Visa pay cards and medical exams and free housing, and while the American people are struggling right now, bro. How many people out there are struggling right now?
I'm struggling right now.
And maybe not
I am. Yeah.
oh, I'm, I can't feed myself or nothing not that bad, but think about a couple years ago when you had extra money to buy a gun or extra money to go to Tulsa or extra money to do whatever, I'm talking about myself right now. I don't have any of that money right now. I mean, I guess I had a couple extra $100 to spend on a bike, which was nice. But the only reason I bought it was because it was $500 fucking dollars, dude. It's so fucking cheap. That's not really that much money anymore. $500 has never really been that much money. Well, not in my lifetime anyway, but especially now, Jesus. Tactical muffin poop.
I don't know who that is.
Tactical muffin stump.
I definitely don't know
He's
who
probably
that is.
tactical sourdough today after sleeping his hangover off.
You remember that episode of
no.
Seinfeld with the muffin stumps?
No, I didn't
I
watch
slightly
Seinfeld.
remember it. Slightly.
So Elaine
You gotta
came up
hang
with this idea with her boss because the best part of the muffin is the top. And you
Yes.
just throw away the rest because who cares?
Yes.
So they made a restaurant called Top of the Muffin to You, where they would make muffins and they would take the top off and then just sell the muffin tops and throw away the muffin stumps. But then the fucking trash men stopped picking up the fucking muffin stumps because it's not trash. So they tried to give it to the homeless people, and the homeless people tried to send it back because, like, where's the fucking muffin top? We don't want the stump. I don't know, it was a good. It was a good episode. Fuck you.
Yes. I remember that one.
And Kramer was giving his real Peterson fucking.
Yeah, 2 years.
Oh, I love that show. The homeless shelter lady. 500 is what $50 used to be. I don't know about that, but I would say like from the year 2000 to now, 500 is what 250 used to be.
Yeah.
Because gas has basically doubled, groceries have basically doubled, rent has basically doubled. Like everything's basically doubled. Maybe even a little bit more, than doubled. Like the price of housing has gone up like times 10, dude. It's fucking ridiculous. Anyway. KumSwalla. You guys like that? KumSwalla Harris?
I do like that.
Oh yeah.
Bro, look at what's going on in China. They had a typhoon that put so much water into the river that the fucking boats in the river can't keep up with the current, and they're getting smashed into the fucking the bridge.
Shit, all of Walmart just went in the river.
Their DOT is probably not going to inspect that bridge.
There goes my AliExpress package.
You can see a dude like right here on the bridge being like fuck, 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 fuck. That's what I'd be saying.
Who wanted to die? That was the only way. There's no suicide net against Boat Fee Bridge.
At least their boats aren't boring gray.
That's true.
I was like 3 of them right there.
Four,
Such a long-
3, 4, 5. There's like 6, 7, 8 boats, 9 boats, 10 boats.
Wish they would have wore their brown pants that day. Wait, that's the Philippines.
Oh, is that what that is? I thought it was China.
It says Philippines.
At least 13 barges.
You have the hashtag says Philippines.
Yeah, okay, there it is. All right, fine. You win. If you're concerned about owning an AR-15, buy an AR-10. They're 5 ARs safer.
Yes.
That is factual.
Yep.
Do you guys have an AR-10? I have an AR-10.
Sure, yeah. Definitely do. Love my
Eric's got all the
AR-10.
guns because everything's legal where he's at.
Yep. Freedom. Yay.
How about an AR-7?
Do not have an AR.
You do have an AR-7, actually? That's the
No, I don't.
Little
I
22.
was asking if anybody else did.
survival gun.
I want a Stoner 63.
If you could have one gun that you don't have, that's legal to own, what would you buy?
I think a Barrett would be cool if they just had like a lifetime supply of ammo and like a nice glass on it.
Gold-plated Tiger Stripe Desert Eagle.
All right, Ray.
Yeah.
With an anal plug to match.
I mean, if it comes with it, you know.
I wouldn't say no.
Right. And if it's gold plated, you know. No, it has to match the gun. You know.
A scar would be nice, I guess, but like, there's really not much that an AR-15 can, like a scar can do that an AR-15 can't. You know, like AR-15s are even a little bit lighter, and while being slightly less accurate, they're pretty fucking accurate, depending on which one you have. Anyway, Beretta 93R, what's that?
That's the full auto
93.
Beretta. It was the one that was used in Desperado by the chick.
Saw belt-fed semi-auto, says NC Lucky. The semi-auto saw? Come on, no. Nah.
I mean, the
no.
cool factor is just having one.
Yeah, it would
Short
be
answer, probably still Stoner 63.
Of course, maybe there was some way you can modify it.
Ooh, a 40 Mike
know?
Mike.
What the fuck is a Boforo? Boforo.
It goes bang.
Bofors. Bofors. 40 millimeter. Yeah,
don't
3
think
rounds.
he's-
I mean, you can get, like, technically 3-round burst is legal with a tax stamp.
M2 Browning.
Although I would argue, like, at this point, all guns are fucking obsolete compared to what the fucking military actually has, you know? That's why they're not really worried that much about us having them, I think.
Yeah.
Although some dudes in a fucking sand pit in Afghanistan with a couple of fucking AKs have caused lots of problems over the years, so can't
They're
say that.
so
again.
elusive.
But we deleted the shit out of a bunch of them.
Yeah, but
Under
that's
false
irrelevant.
pretenses, under lies of wars that were started under false pretenses. Like, in a way, I almost fucking feel for the Mujahideen. Like, maybe they were fighting God's war, you know?
No.
Trump falsely accuses Harris of donating to Minnesota Freedom Fund bailing out dangerous criminals. If you're able to, chip in how to the... I think she meant now. Oh, that is now. That is an N. Chip in now to the Minnesota Freedom Fund to help post bail for those protesting on the grounds in Minnesota.
Hmm.
And I guess when they're like, oh, fact check, Trump falsely accused Harris of donating to Minnesota Freedom Fund, when actually what she did was tweet at people and encourage them to donate. Like, okay, that's not really much of a fact check. It's not as good of a fact check as you think it is.
Right.
At least one of the
right,
guys
it's
that
half
we
a
know,
check.
at least one of the guys we know about that got funded out of with that bond fund. I went on to kill at least one person after that. Then
Yeah, I'm sure at least one person, if not more. That's just one that we know about, you know?
yeah,
Okay, listen to this.
90% of American inmates are men, 75% of which grew up without a father. 63% of youth suicides come from fatherless homes, which means you are 5 times more likely to kill yourself if you are growing up without a dad. 90% of all homeless runaway children are from fatherless homes. 85% of children who grow up with behavioral disorders come from fatherless homes. We are 20 times more likely to have a behavioral disorder if we grew up without a father figure. 80% of all rapists come from fatherless homes. We are 14 times more likely to rape somebody if we grew up without a dad. 71% of all high school dropouts come from fatherless homes. We are 9 times more likely to drop out of school if we don't have a father figure at home. Malachi chapter 4, verse 6, his preaching will turn the hearts of fathers to their children and the hearts of children to their fathers. Otherwise, I will come and strike the land with a curse. It will not go well with us if we do not have good male role models and healthy father figures.
That's some good facts, man. There's a lot of shit that happens in a family if dad's not around, especially for young boys, man. I mean, I think young girls just turn into whores, you know?
yeah.
and do a bunch of horror stuff, searching for the daddy that they didn't have growing up.
Me and my cousin literally had this conversation last night. It's all on the women and the type of men that they choose.
Well, I would say it's all on the women, but there's a lot of societal pressure to I don't know. It's like socially acceptable to cheat on your husband if he's not, like giving it to you enough to what you want, and you can go find it somewhere else, and that's his fault, not yours, according to society. And like, not to mention, like, accountability for females in the year 2024 is dead. It's deader than fucking chivalry. There's no accountability.
Mm-hmm.
You can't fucking be like, you did this and therefore you made my life worse. Nope, nothing like that. They'll just move on to the next one because there's a line of thirsty dudes waiting for any chick who's not fucking 300 pounds,
You know what? The 300-pound chick has a line of thirsty dudes of her own.
And that's
I've seen
gross.
it.
I don't understand that.
I've seen it. Matter of fact, I think they have more than children. I see a lot of 300-pound chicks, pushing a stroller with like two other kids right behind them walking.
Also gross. Like, I don't know why you'd want to fucking dump your loads inside of a 300-pound-year-old woman. You roll over twice, you're still on the bitch. You slap the fucking thigh and ride the waves, man,
You know what? I personally know men who bang some of the hottest chicks ever. Then also go around and bang a wildebeest.
Oh, you gotta slum every once in a while, man.
No, thank you. I would rather be vagina starved than gordo vagina heavy. If that makes sense. That didn't really make sense to me even.
Now I want Taco Bell.
The gordo vagina chalupa
Gordito.
supreme.
Right.
My administration took action to secure our southern border. Unlawful crossings have dropped 55%. This is what I was talking about earlier. And they're lower than when my predecessor left office. Ugh. Again, if you make it legal to come into the border and then say, hey, everybody, come into the port of entry and we'll give you a rubber stamp and move you on through, and then you don't count those people as border crossings, then you could say the border crossings are down. Weird.
Almost like they're skewing the actual results.
Just data's fake, bro. There's so much fake data. You can make data say whatever you want it to say.
Mm-hmm.
And if data says something you don't like, you can throw it away and go find data that says the thing that you like. There's always going to be data that says the thing that you like, and always data that you can just throw away and discard because whatever reason you can think of. So therefore, all data is fake. This is cool. B52, a B2, and what's this one called?
Is that a B1?
Is that a B1? B1, B2, B52?
Maybe. I think so.
Yeah, B1 Lancer.
Wherever they're going is fucked.
Probably an air show.
Right. I'm about to say probably the air show.
Well,
Actually,
what's funny is this one drops like 5,000 bombs, and these two drop like 5.
But they're big ones.
Actually, ours coming up next month, so I'm gonna be hearing a lot of fucking
Have you ever been up close
nice
to a
wake up
B-52?
calls. No.
They're gargantuan. Like, there's one outside of the Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs, just like parked there on some fucking concrete blocks. It's been there since I was a kid. And bro, each of these wings is like a football field.
Yeah, they still use the same engines they used back in the 60s as well. None of that's been updated. And they really can't update it because the emissions with new standards. So,
Dude, fuck that shit. I'm so tired of emissions.
I think the military's exempt
Dude,
from
fuck
that.
all that shit. Like, I get... It just pisses me off. Because, like, you could have cool cars, but no. Or you could have cool motorcycles, but no. And apparently you could have cool jets, but no. My emissions, bro. Fucking gays.
Is there a blackout in Paris right now?
Yeah, it was yesterday.
Really?
They had like some power failure. Yeah.
Did you guys talk about the satanic ritual that happened at the opening already? Did I miss that talk?
Nope,
not
that's
yet.
coming up.
No.
That is definitely coming up.
Oh, cool.
Oh, good. Oh, good. I'd hate to miss that.
No matter how you feel about guns, you should educate yourself with the historical truths of disarmed populations. I mean,
Here.
anyone who ever says, like, we need gun control and we need it now, we should take all the AR-15s away, it's almost pointless to fucking point out the history of the Jews or the history of, I don't know, fucking,
Blacks in the South.
well, that's a good example. I was thinking more like fucking Fidel Castro in Cuba, because he led a revolution against his fucking government using guns, and the second he got in power, he took all the guns away from everybody else so that they couldn't oppose him, and then started doing fucking crazy shit to the people, you know?
Hell, all of Europe right now with the rape gangs.
Yep.
That's true. Like, how do you think Luton would be if you could have guns in Luton?
They're
Seems to me
banning
the fucking
kitchen
rape
knives.
gangs would have been stopped years ago.
Well, they're trying to arrest Tommy Robinson now for terrorism because he showed some movie over there yesterday.
Of course.
It's funny how they go after the guy talking and the guy being like, hey, everybody, look at this terrible thing that's going on. We should do something about it. And then the people in power are like, oh, no, they're looking at the thing. Stop the guy who's showing it to them.
Yep.
Well, that was Mao. He was so paranoid that he killed everybody that wore glasses, with the thought being that if you were educated, you wore glasses.
When
He
in
also
fact,
killed
it's
all
our
the birds,
shitty
too.
eyesight.
Or Stalin murdered his way to the top, and then once he got to the top, he murdered his way to stay there. And everyone was so afraid of Stalin that when he had a stroke and was dying on the floor, no one wanted to go into his room to check on him because they were afraid of what he would do. So he died fucking on his floor alone because everyone was terrified to go in his room. Isn't that funny?
Or that was their excuse. It was like,
No, like seriously, like they were like, I'm not going in there. You go in there, Sergey. Fuck no, I'm not going in there. You go in there, Anton. I'm
Yeah,
not
they're-
going in there. Fuck that shit. He's gonna fucking kill me if I go in there. Because he would stay up till like 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning partying, and then he would sleep till like noon every day. And it was like 2 o'clock, and they're like, dude, Stalin still hasn't come out of his room. Like, someone should go check on him. Like, not it. I ain't going in there.
That
The
movie,
real irony.
The Death of Stalin, is definitely worth checking out. If you guys haven't seen it, it's pretty damn funny, but I don't think it's far from the truth.
The real irony with Stalin is, had he not killed off all his military generals, he wouldn't have had that White Death guy become reality.
Oh,
What?
shit. A Jacoboo says, you're the only savvy guy I know. What is your bike savvy guy I know? What is your opinion would be a good starter dirt bike for a 10 to 12-year-old? Get him like a 125, dude. Like Yamaha, Kawasaki, Suzuki. They all make a 125 class 2-stroke dirt bike that would be more than enough power for a 12-year-old, you know, but be about the right size. So that would be my suggestion. We get a 125, because if you get him a 50cc, that's more for like little kids, you know. He's gonna get super bored of that really quick. And I don't think they maybe they make 100s, but I know that there's a bunch of 125s. They're all pretty similar as far as the power they make. They're all pretty similar in the price they are. You probably getting used ones for fairly cheap.
your mic is real muffled right now.
Penis, penis, penis.
Oh, there you
About
When it really counts, that's when we can hear him.
go. Yep.
But yeah, I mean, even a 125, like a full-grown man can still ride that around. Like, you can have fun on that thing, you know? Like, it's cool little bike. Uh-oh, Daniel's here. Oh, no. Underwater microphone. Two strokes are a little gay, though. Honestly, two strokes make almost double the power. Like CC for CC. Like if you look at like a 250 cc two-stroke versus a 500 cc four-stroke, they usually make pretty similar peak power. And it kind of makes sense if you think about it. You know, like a two-strokes fucking banging every time it goes up versus a four-strokes banging every other time it goes up. So literally it makes sense. I am Coldfoot says I've got a 150. It'll get me to 60 miles per hour. A 125 will do 55 usually pretty easy. Yeah, I mean, it's dangerous enough to get hurt for sure. And you're going fast enough to get hurt because, like, that's the other thing you got to do. Like, 12-year-old wants to ride a bike, wants to ride a dirt bike. Cool. Buy him all of the protective equipment, like the fucking expensivest helmet you can find and fucking all the pads and all the fucking gear and the boots and the gloves, and don't let him ride without it, you know? I don't know. I'm reminded of a story of a guy that I knew kind of, like a friend of a friend, you know, whose parents owned a big fucking plot of land out in Elizabeth, Colorado, and they had horses and this and that, you know, we're talking like 100 acres kind of shit. And he was really into dirt bikes. And he had this fucking big-ass dirt bike path out in their backyard that you go fucking romping on whenever he felt like it. And he was pretty experienced, and he would go out there by himself, and no one would go with him because he was experienced, and no one would really worry about it. Well, one day he had an accident, and the way he fell, it broke his neck. And because he was out there on his own, no one was there to help him, and that was the end. And that's it. And that sucks. So when it comes to kids riding dirt bikes, like, I'm all for it, and it's fun and it's great, but it's also dangerous, and they need supervision, and they need good equipment, and they need good fucking oversight, and, you know, like knowledge from dad to fucking say, here's what you do and here's what you don't do. And I don't know, man. Sad shit. Except they have a power band. You aren't always in it. Yeah, that's the one thing about two strokes. It's weird. Like, you don't have down low power. You got to fucking rev them up. But once you rev them up, you got all the power. So it's kind of weird. You get used to them. It's a lot different than riding a four-stroke for sure. Giggity.
Oh, right.
I go bang every time I go up.
Oh, yeah. Especially in the big ones, huh?
So, what do you guys... Are they directly mocking Christianity
Yes.
at the Paris Olympics intentionally?
Yes. Yep. No doubt about it.
Because when you have a Last Supper with nothing but trannies and a fucking naked blue dude as the fucking the body of Christ that everyone eats at the Last Supper.
Yeah, that's fucked.
And then did you see their apology? It was kind of like a, oh, we're sorry that you're offended apology. It wasn't like an apology. It was like, oh, we're, you know. I fucking
I called it that earlier today. I don't think these people realize that if this was any other century in human history, they would have already been literally taken to the fucking stake at this point and burned.
Dude, if you did this in like 1970, they would have fucking freaked the fuck out. Like, not even that long. 1980, they would have freaked out.
Well, now they hold all the power, so. Especially in Europe, from what I'm saying earlier.
And what does
Because
any of
good
this
men
have to
go
do with
silent.
the Olympic Games or athletes? That's a
damn
good
thing.
fucking question.
Well, they even broke their own rules because everybody that's part of these things is supposed to be an athlete, and other people are.
Well,
Oh,
the
are you
only
telling me
ceremony,
Fat Blue Jesus can't run a fucking 1200? Yes.
Well,
Fat
the
Blue
only
tranny
ceremonies
Jesus.
are
Well, it looked like
Got
with
him bottom
their
right.
it looked like with their imaging, they tried to incorporate like some kind of Greek pantheon kind of themes to it too. So I'm sure that's their justification for the Olympic portion. But
What
I
about
don't.
the pale horse?
Yeah.
Signification of revelation.
I mean, that shit's directly from the Book of Revelations.
Yes.
Yep.
I find it very interesting too that as of this afternoon there was a giant swarm of dragonflies in Rhode Island, which is one of the 10 plagues of flies. Darkness being another one.
Like, honestly, it's got me being like, fuck the Olympics, I'm not watching.
Yeah, I said that.
Well, I wasn't watching to begin with, but
Neither was I, but
I don't know, like, there's usually a couple things I'll watch. Like, I like watching, well, I guess that's Winter Olympics, but for Summer Olympics, there's a couple things that are kind of cool that, you know, if it's on TV and I'm at work or whatever, I'll watch it. You know, it's kind of cool. This year, because of this fucking shit, where they're just, like, blatantly mocking Christians and being like, oh, we're sorry that you're offended. Like, fuck these fucking people. Fuck France.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going back to Freedom Fries, baby.
And in women's
chain.
beach volleyball, they're wearing pants.
There was a girl who apparently took bronze in one of the skateboarding competitions and said she wanted to thank Jesus, and they're like, can't do that. She's like, fuck you, and did the sign language.
On another note, America is winning the medal count. That's 12 right now. I think Japan still got more gold, and Australia. It's like
Preston
3 to
says,
4.
for people who don't believe in God, they are a little obsessed about him. And he also says, is it a pale horse or a white horse? Remember, there are 4 of them. And behold, I saw a pale horse, and on him sat a rider, and his name was Death, and hell followed him.
problem.
Saw on the X, naked blue dude was representing some god of sex from the religions we've never heard of. Yeah, he does look like a fucking, like the Greek Pan or something. I forget what he's called. Like the fucking, he had like a goat bottom though, I thought, and horns, but whatever.
Yeah, it's all Satanist shit.
Yeah, it's all Satanist shit. You're right, 100%.
I think Pan is the god of mischief. I think something like that.
God of faggotry. No, just kidding.
Yeah, probably that too. Right. It's the Greeks. Right, they did a lot.
Like, look at this, dude. And this is the person who is sitting where Jesus sits, right here.
that's kind of a Neptune.
Just because she could eat Jesus.
Yeah, and she even came
Doesn't
out
count.
saying how she was a queer gay Jew, basically, or something like that.
I think
thought
she's
it was
had,
Gorlock.
she's had a little bit too much of the body of Christ.
Right. I thought it was Gorlock at first.
It does kind of look like Gorlock. You're right.
That's the pinnacle of athleticism.
Like, her and Gorlock should fight for who gets that crown.
Oh, definitely Gorlock.
They probably end up
Apparently, I
making
guess
some
one of the
gross sounds.
trannies, drag queens there, had their nutsack hanging out the whole time.
You know what? I
Yeah, I
looked
saw
at
that
that for a couple of hours.
Dude,
But-
there's no fucking... Okay,
I think it's a torn stocking. That's what it looked like.
bro, I'm wearing a thong, right? And I got
Yeah.
my dick and my berries inside of a thong. And one of my boys, one of my nuts, one of my acorns, manages to slip out and is dangling. Do you think for 1 second that I don't know that it's dangling?
No. You know.
You fucking know. Which means that shit was on goddamn purpose. He knew what he was doing. I guess he's got plausible deniability, I guess.
Yeah,
But-
it does kind of look like a torn stocking. Either way.
Do you not know what your balls are doing, Leo?
You can feel your nut fucking slipping
Right.
out.
Do you know where your balls are right now?
Yes.
So does that guy.
He wanted to be on global television with his nut hanging out.
Thousands of
What did I do? Here, watch this.
These moments on UNC's campus are resonating with thousands across the country.
We will not let the headline of this day be an American flag falls at UNC.
At UNC Chapel Hill, they are bringing order back.
When the flag was raised once again, the Greek community began singing the national anthem.
The flag represents all of us.
This is our country. Don't let the tyrants take it away from us.
So what happens, so you guys know? Oh, God damn it. I guess at UNC, there was a bunch of leftist protester Gaza people who decided to go onto school grounds and tear down their flag and try to light it on fire. And there was a bunch of patriotic students who saw them doing this, fought them back, and stopped them from burning the flag, and then hoisted it up the fucking flagpole again.
Good.
Yeah, bro. Like, things as bad as they are in some ways, I think are starting to turn around.
Well,
'Cause I
we've
don't think-
been told to fear being such the alpha male, the whatever society, you know, wants the beta, the era of the beta male, and the people that want to do whatever sexually and lustfully. And the point is that there's not enough men standing up and saying, hey, I don't really give a shit what the cameras say, whatever light you want to paint it in, this is not right, and we need to stand up for what's right.
Which is why they want to feminize all men.
100%.
So they won't be able to fight back.
Yep.
Well, a couple of years ago, no one would have fought back. You know? A couple of years ago, if this kind of shit was going on, people would be like, oh, I don't want to get involved. I don't want to be labeled racist. I don't want to be labeled a misogynist. I don't want to be labeled a... Oh, I got called a colonizer the other day. It was funny.
Nice.
I don't want to be labeled a colonizer.
So you're saying the pendulum hit its fulcrum and it's starting to swing back.
I don't know, someone called me a colonizer, and a black dude that I work with started laughing at him.
Did you go?
I was like,
no,
bro, I was born here.
Right. No, did you go? No, it's conqueror.
Yeah, that should have.
And fired.
That's a good one. 10 points to Leo.
You have all these people from the left saying JD Vance is weird. Do you know who this is standing behind Kamala, by the way?
For a second, I thought that was,
For
a second, I thought that was Alex Jones.
Oh, is that her husband? That looks like Jared Polis.
No, it's her husband, Doug Emhoff.
God, dude, what a fag.
There was all kinds of weird stuff with him, too, leading back to Hollywood and a bunch of other stuff, how she actually got into power.
Is this Lady Jesus? Who is this?
Yep.
Like, look. It looks like Jesus. With a dress.
Kind of looks like gay Jared Leto.
Right. Well, that just means
Jared Leto was
Jared Leto. Right. That just means Jared Leto. Right.
And here's your
I'm
locust.
saying he's gay.
I've never seen anything like this in my life.
I guess those are dragonflies.
Yeah. Well,
It
flies
looks
were
like-
specifically one of the plagues, too. And
Oh
then
my
there's also locusts
God.
as well.
This is crazy.
Jesus, dude.
Probably just made him season.
Yep.
Can you imagine your windshield driving 55?
Oh, I want to do it on purpose. Like, I'm getting the best
Over
bug
here.
be gone
Holy-
spray.
Wouldn't be
Yeah,
I'm taking out as many as I can.
All the
Just be glad-
environmentalists are like, that's food. Think of all
For
the people
you.
those bugs could feed, and you just want to destroy them with your gas-guzzling vehicle?
Yeah, my lifted truck, bitch. Let's do this.
What does dragonflies taste like?
They don't taste like a fucking steak. I know that.
How did you know? Never had a dragonfly patty before?
No, you let me know. You let me know, and let me know which one you like better. Yeah.
JD Vance is weird.
Yeah. Fucking weird.
You know the guy that steals everybody's clothes?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh man, have you seen Celine Dion?
Yeah.
Not
She's got
since
some
Titanic.
neurological disorder. She took the jibby jab and she's all fucked up now.
It's either Celine Dion or Macron's wife.
She's gone downhill since fucking Titanic. Or I don't know. I was trying to think of a way to put that where it's like, oh, she's sunk. Multiple people shot, at least one person dead in Maplewood Park. Where's that? Chicago? Is that
That was
Chicago?
New York.
Maplewood
Nah.
Park? Oh, it's New York.
I think that's what it was earlier. Or
So that guy
like that.
pull his pants up. Jesus.
Yeah, I think I seen
He's
the
got
video.
pineapple boxers.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
That lady had two asses.
I mean, you got to show up in pineapple draws, though. So.
Oh,
Yeah.
and here we have the perpetrator, a white man with a gun.
Oh shit.
Oh, it's those female deputies. That
Yeah.
Yeah, I
done
seen
that.
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mag dumps that
that's what it
chick.
was. Yeah.
So she
She
came
made
over
it,
for her
right?
to answer the door. They just fucking mag dumped her.
Well, I don't
Yeah.
think they announced their presence, and the homeowner grabbed a gun, and then they seen that she had a gun and started shooting through her dwelling at her.
Yeah,
It
from
was
my
actually the
understanding, it was
homeowner's
something where the
desk.
place had been broken into, and it was either the sister-in-law or the sister of the actual tenant had grabbed the pistol, and then that's when the cops apparently saw that through the window and just started fucking unloading.
How many rounds did they shoot? Jesus Christ.
Like 50-something.
Too many to count.
I'm pretty sure that gal made it, right? She just laid down
Yeah.
and they missed everything. Yeah.
I think she got hit in the hand or something like that, but she did get hit.
Yeah, there's a couple hits.
Yeah.
Imagine being the couple next door watching TV and their wall just explodes.
Yeah.
Dude, female cops terrify me. If I'm ever pulled over and it's a female cop, like your chances of getting shot are like times 10.
Yep.
Be like, ma'am, could I get somebody with a penis here, please?
Well, because the thing is, like, a male cop with his equipment and everything that he's got on him, the chances that me getting out of my car and overpowering him and, you know what I mean, like, it's pretty fucking low, you know? Like, it's possible, but it's low. The chances of me just, like, randomly deciding to fight back against a female cop and overpowering her and winning, if she doesn't
Pretty
use her gun, is, like, really high. So they're very fucking on edge because they know that at any point anyone can just decide to fuck them and there ain't shit they can fucking do about it except pull out their gun and start blasting. So that's what they fucking do.
Yep.
Threatening their right to contraception, their right to IVF. You think that's manly? Because I don't know about you, buddy, but I don't think any of that's manly. I don't think real men attack women.
So I had to green screen that because you blocked me, you know, like a real man. But I just had to address this. Do you remember me, Harry? You must have a really short memory because otherwise I don't think you would have posted this. I'm a woman. Do you remember when you doxed me? Do you remember when you doxed my whole family? Do you remember when you doxed a minor? My daughter? Sorry, I had to turn on my light. Yeah, my daughter, who's been horrifically assaulted, and me, a domestic abuse survivor. Remember that? Remember when you said you didn't care? Remember when you didn't care about believing all women? Remember the space that we were in together on X? Remember when you called all of us freaks for wearing Trump hats? Even though you have a photo, a poster of Dark Brandon on your wall, and I know you do because it's on every single one of your lives. And you also have a t-shirt that had Dark Brandon on it. But you called us freaks. Remember when you told me that I was full of crap? Remember when you called me a freak? Remember when you called Libs of TikTok Shaya? Remember when you called her a freak? Remember when you called Tommy Lauren numbnuts because her and I both proved you wrong because you were reading a graph incorrectly. And gosh, that was embarrassing. I have all the receipts, Harry. You treat women like dog shit. It's probably why Chris is like really sick of you. Yep. Uh-huh. Remember when Trump said there would be no nationwide abortion ban? Oh, I know you remember that. You just ignore it. Honestly, it's kind of sad watching you. For all of us, it's sad to watch you.
Yeah, dude, that's a really good point. Everyone on the left is like, if Trump gets in office, he's going to come after women's rights to reproduce. And reproductive rights of women are at risk because Trump's going to take them away. When everything that Trump has done has been to give the power to the states. In fact, he didn't even do that. He did literally nothing. The only thing he did was
Mike.
or a little bit on the more Republican fucking conservative side, you know?
You might have to say that again. You were underwater again.
You might have done what?
I say you might have to say that again. Right. You went underwater again.
Dude, what the fucking tits, bro? I'm talking right into this shit.
She has really wide set eyes.
That lipstick is a little bit too aggressive.
Yeah, it's not a good shade for her.
You know, not every fucking pork chop ends up perfect. That's why we have hot dogs.
I like how the men comment on makeup.
We have gravy. That's true. We know nothing what we talk
I don't
about.
care about her makeup. I just, from the beginning, was thinking, man, her eyes are really wide, like Sid.
But on, like Sid. But
Dude,
I will.
smart,
I will say I do agree with what she's saying.
If we were smart, we would have made like a makeup company years ago and just sold fucking makeup to dumb bitches so they can cover up their whore faces.
Yep.
We'll call it
The Great Deception.
We'll call it whore faces.
Whore face cosmetics.
Oh man, we're gonna make a lot of money.
Made for women by men.
Yep. Wait, so what were you saying again before you went underwater?
I don't even remember what I was talking about now.
Sorry.
We were talking about Trump giving the power to the states.
Oh. Well, I was just saying that everyone on the left is like, oh, Trump's trying to take away women's reproductive rights. When literally he's done nothing to take away women's productive rights. And he's literally never said that he's going to take away women's productive rights. And when asked about it specifically, he said that it's not part of his platform to do anything on women's productive rights whatsoever. And they keep banging that drum because people don't listen to him and people don't listen to right-wing media sources. And even if they did listen to Trump say like, oh, that's not part of my platform, they're going to confirmation bias that shit and double down on what they fucking think in the first place. So it doesn't fucking matter anyway. Everyone on the left is like, Trump's going to take away women. But like, there's no evidence he didn't do it in the first 4 years that he was in office. He's not said that he's going to. There's no platform plans to do so. It's turned into a states' rights issue, which means it's not even in his fucking purview to do anything about it as president in the first place. Like, it would have to go, wouldn't there have to be some like law written by Congress that would be ratified by him, signed into law, right? Because that's the way it works. But no one takes fucking civics classes any goddamn more. So they don't know how things work, and so they just assume like, oh, well, Trump's got the power to stop my abortion from happening that I'm going to get in the future. It's like, okay, well.
Well, people also don't seem to give a shit that it's Michael Bloomberg and George Soros that are funding a lot of these state abortion ban or the pro-abortion bills right now. They're trying to go through this year and the last year and everything else like that. That's the only reason they passed it here in my state is because it was an off-year election cycle and it was literally Soros and Bloomberg paid for it.
I mean, you can just feel the propaganda right now. It's like coming into full swing. They got the fucking old man out. They got the woman of color in. And now they're fucking pounding the drums. Drums in the deep. Anyone know that reference? Drums in the deep.
It sounds familiar, but I can't think of offhand.
Lord of the Rings. Where they go into the mines of Moria and they're reading Gimli's last words.
They're coming.
God damn it. You call yourselves nerds?
Fucking nerds.
Oh, watch this Trump ad. This is fucking good.
2024, it's our final battle. We're either going to have a country greater than ever before, or we're not going to have a country at all. And we're ready for it. Are we ready? We're ready.
Damn, who knew? All the planes we flew, good things we've been through. That I'll be standing right here talking to you about another path. I know we love to hit the road and laugh, but something told me that it wouldn't last. Had to switch up, look at things different, see the bigger picture.
You must never forget this nation does not belong to them. This nation belongs to you. This is your home. This is your heritage. And our American liberty is your God-given right.
How can we not talk about family? Your family's all that we got. Everything I went through, you were standing there by my side. And now you're going to be with me for the last long night.
I really like Trump. I really, really do. And sorry, I'm missing super chats, as Calhoun super chatted to tell me you might get more super chats if you read them. Sorry about that. And he also said, read my last chat, nuts. Did you see the dude's balls hanging out? Yeah, we talked about that. Sorry, dude. I suck. I'm sorry, dude. I really am. Yeah, that dude's fucking whole nut was hanging out. And again, how do you not know your nut sack is hanging out? There's no fucking way that your nut sack is hanging fucking 4 inches outside of your thong, flapping in the breeze. And you're like, oh, I didn't know. Oops, I fucking closed a window. I didn't know that that was going on. I've played with it so much I've lost all sensation.
And then they also had the one kid at that Last Supper mocking, which is even weirder.
All right, let's look at Venezuela's timeline. 1992 became third richest country in hemisphere. 1997 became second largest purchaser of F-150s. 2001 voted for socialist president, income equality. Quote, income inequality. 2004 private health care is completely socialized. 2007 all higher education becomes free. 2009 socialists ban private ownership of guns for some reason. 2012 Bernie Sanders praises their American dream. 2014 opposition leaders are imprisoned. 2016 food/healthcare shortages become widespread. 2017 Constitution and elections are suspended. 2019 unarmed citizens massacred by own government. It only took one generation of progressive leadership to plunge this country into civil war. Now Venezuela is one of the poorest countries in the world, even though they've got like minerally and like with all of the oil that they have, they should be one of the richest countries in the world.
Mm-hmm.
But since they implemented their socialist bullshit programs and the wastefulness and the fucking corruption and all the things that go with that, yeah, they're coming over here now. They're our problem now. What's going on in all these fucking South American countries when they keep sending millions of people to America? Are they just like empty of people? Like, what's going on?
Prisoners.
Yeah, they're just sending over the prison populations to our country.
It's cheaper for them to send them here than to house them in their prisons.
Well, there's that too, and that's already happened during, like, Cuba did that years ago, and it caused huge fucking problems for decades in fucking Miami.
Well, that's the entire point. They want to topple the West so that they can take back power and stuff like that. I mean, just look at Maduro right now. They're having an election there in Venezuela today, and he's having a bunch of socialist militias literally protecting his ass, the fucking, like, president's mansion place there, so he doesn't lose power.
Well, in socialist elections, the way it works, traditionally anyway, is you are given a choice between socialist leader A and socialist leader B, who are both working under the actual socialist leader of the country, usually is how it works, and you get to choose between the two people who have exactly the same fucking policies. and we'll like there's going to be no difference whatsoever. It's like the illusion of a choice. But I think what they're doing right now, they're not even doing that. They're just like, Maduro's the guy, and you're going to vote for him. And if you don't vote for him, you don't get to vote.
Well, they were shutting down entire polling places too today.
Great. That's what they just say. They're not letting people vote if they're not going to vote for Maduro. So Maduro's the winner by default because they're not letting people vote unless they vote for Maduro.
Yep.
They're putting military inside of the fucking places where people vote and not letting people vote because they're not going to vote for Maduro. So that the only votes that they count are for Maduro. And they're like, oh, Maduro won. Most free and fair election ever. Right? Right, Hillary? Why is a dude shaving his legs? Dude, what the fuck is wrong with our goddamn fucking people, bro? Fuck these fucking weird... Why doesn't someone come up to this guy and shove that fucking razor down his fucking throat and punch him in the face and kick him out of the fucking place that everyone where kids are? Why?
Because then you get an assault charge.
If everyone does it, they can't fucking charge us all, bro. The only way evil succeeds is good men doing nothing. And we got a whole fucking country that fucking do nothing fuck.
I agree with you. I just said this like 10, 20 minutes ago.
Oh, but they might arrest me. Oh, but my income. Oh, but my whatever, my F-150. Fuck you, dude. Fuck all you fucking crazy, fucking coward-ass bitches. You won't do shit to save your fucking family or your kids or their future, let alone your own. Pussy-ass bitches, dude. You know, think of the pussy-ass, the pussification of this country. These fucking retarded faggots fucking in charge of everything that just keep making everything more gay. Like, oh, how gay can we make it? Check out the Olympics. How gay can we make it? Check out the newest Disney movie. How gay can we make it? Check out your kindergarten class. Your child's kindergarten class is gayer than fucking AIDS, dude. And everyone's cool with it. Gayer than AIDS. Did I go too far?
Monkeypox.
Gayer than monkeypox. That's pretty good.
Not far enough.
That's sick.
$20 for 5 minutes. Yeah, someone was like, if you pick the thing you love to do, you never have to work a day in your life. And it's the guy fucking spraying What is that pink shit? Is that fucking
It's identification.
like pepper spray kind of?
It's like a mist thing so they can identify people later on and arrest them after the fact.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, it'll spray them to like pink or red or whatever then.
It's like anal spray so that they know.
No, it's just like a giant mist of like some coloration or whatever that can't come off. It's like the dyes that they use in the bank teller money and stuff.
Yeah, it's UV stuff. You can get it with a black light. Even if they wash it off.
Fuck the police.
I would have figured that it was just like a fire retardant and they had purged the line.
Oh my god, bro.
What the fuck?
Dude, here you have a Ruger LCP. I guess this is an LCP2 if you look at it.
Yeah.
With an extendo drum mag and a red dot. That's kind of cool, actually. Kind of defeats the compactness, though, doesn't it?
No, that's still a pocket carry.
Guaranteed that's a cycle.
I'm scared of that guy, though.
Which accessory would you like? Yes.
Is it my internet or yours?
My question is, where can you get one of those drum mags?
Yeah, for 38 or 380.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure they make it. I mean, obviously they make it. It's there.
Because I've only ever seen 10-round mags for the LCPs.
Bro, if I see a shark doing this on the beach, I'm letting him die. I'm sorry.
I'm taking his teeth for necklaces and
Yeah,
selling
like
them.
all he knows how to do is bite your fucking ankle off. So, like, look, he's trying to bite anything he can get a hold of. All right, they saved him. Fine.
That's not a charge for.
Hello, license registration?
What are you pulling me over for?
I'll be glad to tell you as soon as you give me your information.
Well, I'll give you my information once you can articulate what crime I've committed.
Okay, license registration.
What crime have I committed?
Okay. Step out of the vehicle.
What crime have I committed?
Step out of the vehicle.
This is being recorded.
I saw your camera. Step out of the vehicle. Step out of the vehicle. You're under arrest for disorderly conduct. Step out.
That's not a charge for.
Step out of the
That guy's
vehicle.
a fucking faggot.
You're under arrest for disorderly conduct.
That was like 2015 again. But big
You gonna comply? Put your hands behind your back. There you go.
Supreme Court has ruled that giving you guys the finger is not disorderly conduct. It's freedom of speech.
So he got pulled over for fucking giving the guy a middle finger when the guy was like, hey, license and registration. Well, what crime did I commit? License and registration. Dude, they have to tell you. They have to fucking tell you. I pulled you over today for speeding. I pulled you over today because your license plate is expired. I pulled you over today because you didn't use your turn signal. I pulled you over today because your tail light's out. They have to articulate the exact reason why they did. And if they can't, then you don't have to give them your papers. That's the way that shit works. The Supreme Court has said again and again and again and again and again, reasonable, articulable suspicion of a crime. And they have to have all of those things. Otherwise, they don't have shit. And if they can't articulate reasonable suspicion that you've committed a crime or an infraction, they can't ask for your fucking... They can ask for your license, but they can't demand it, and they can't make you get out of the car, and they can't spray you fucking pepper spray, and they can't charge you with disorderly conduct for giving him a finger. This is a fucking lawsuit.
Yeah, it's from 2015, and the guy did get a big settlement.
He should have. Read my last chat. If I saw someone doing that, I'd walk up and cap the shark. I mean, he would be saving people's ankles or whatever would get bit off by the shark as soon as it turned around. I'm surprised no one got fucking murked by that shark. The bird is the word, officer. Yeah, he's going to get paid. At least there's that. And that's like the one saving grace in our system as far as right now, the way it works. Like the cops do something fucked up, you get a paycheck. Unfortunately, sometimes they do things that are so fucked up, you're just dead and there's no paycheck. And I've seen videos of them doing fucked up shit to people and laughing about it. Like watching someone overdose and being like, oh, did you need an ambulance? What did you need an ambulance for? Well, if you can't tell me why you need an ambulance, then I'm not going to... Like, the dude's fucking dying of a heart attack in front of you, and you're, like, mocking him. Like, fuck the fucking police, dude. Fuck these goddamn badge-wearing fucking faggot pigs. All of them. Fuck them. Fuck them, fuck them, fuck them. They trample over everyone's rights on a regular basis. They do... I mean, like, we live in a society where we need to have police. I understand that. Don't get me wrong. Because without police, crime would be rampant and things would be bad in this country. But the reason why things have gotten to that point is because we've relied on police to enforce laws that they don't enforce and let things get really bad. If the power was in the hands of the people the entire time, as it used to be, to enforce what's right in their own fucking backyard, in their own neighborhood, then these motherfucking criminals would be murked and dead generations ago. And they wouldn't have had little fucking babies to go off and do the things that they're doing now. We wouldn't have had this generation of fatherless society that grows up and is just criminal because they don't have a father to teach them right from wrong, because they got a mother who's a fucking whore and doing fucking whore shit because society's telling them that's what they want. It is the planned demolition of our society, starting at the family unit. Starting with the family unit. That is the planned demolition of our society, of our entire goddamn country, of everything that we stand for. And the place that it starts is the bedrock of this fucking society, which is the family, which they've been attacking since I was a little child, since before I was born. And I'm the oldest one here. I don't know. How old are you, Wendy Heller?
42.
Okay, we're the same age.
Jesus. The sad part is this guy probably got a job at a different department or stayed in the same department and is just going to do this bullshit again.
Well, yeah, that's the way that
Or he
works.
went to his 5th department and shot some chick in the face the other week or last week.
I mean, like, if you're a Catholic priest and you get caught diddling children, they just move you to a different fucking church. It's the same thing with cops. Oh, you got, written up too many times for brutalizing citizens? Well, go to the next town over. We'll put the good in. We'll put the good word in for you.
Yep.
Patriot in the Dark dropped in $5. Thanks, man. It says, I think the last chat I watched of yours was under Colorado airport thing. Was the under Colorado airport thing. I'm kind of glad I watched it tonight. Okay, cool. Yeah, I've been kind of angry tonight. I'm sorry. There was no peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and beer involved either.
Is he watching tonight or is he just listening?
Ooh, I see what you did there. For someone who can't see very well or is technically legally blind, he takes really, really good pictures. Check out Patriot in the Dark's Instagram. It's fucking... Something's going on there, buddy. That's all I'm saying. Maybe he can just see good enough, so the only way that he can... Like, if the picture's amazing and he's like, okay, I can kind of see it. So all of his pictures are amazing.
Oh, no, he's lights out blind.
Well, then what the fuck, bro? How? He's got help. He's got to have help. If he's lights out blind...
I think he has a wife and kids.
Even a blind squirrel gets the occasional nut.
Damian Christ says, I was being stalked by an officer. He fucked up, so I sued them. He kept searching my vehicle, and I never had anything. He asked to search my house. I said no. He arrested me. Lawsuit. And Patriot says, no, I'm totally blind. How did you type that? Where's your keyboard?
Text to speech.
Braille was always something to me, and I'm like, bro, like, how the fuck do you have fingertips that are so sensitive that you can, like, read Braille? Like, that's crazy to me.
I've always wondered, how do they know where the Braille's at?
Ooh.
You ever see the drive-through ATMs that have Braille?
Yes.
I'll repeat that. The drive-through ATM?
Are you saying blind people can't drive?
Yes, I'm saying literally blind people are incapable of driving.
You've never jumped out of your friend's car to use the ATM?
Kind of being a bigot there, aren't you?
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't know. They can still be assassins. Have you seen John Wick?
Is that what retardy Oswald's problem was? I mean, he did wear glasses.
No.
My glasses. Yo.
How is it? Okay, speaking of retardy Oswald. So, supposedly, there were 2 officers who were inside of a room that overlooked that roof that he crawled up on top of and took his shots from, right?
Uh-huh.
And at the very moment that he crawled up onto the roof, there were, well, one of the cops, one of the officers, whatever they are, Secret Service, I'm not sure what they are, that was stationed in that room left the room and went outside, but forgot his key pass to get back in. So he called on the radio for the other dude who was in the room doing Overwatch over the president while he was speaking on stage, while there was an active known threat on the grounds, to come let him in. And then, according to the timeline, was gone for 15 minutes letting this guy in and then getting back into position. And in that time, in that 15 minutes, was when the dude crawled up on the roof, took 3 shots at Trump, took 5 more shots at Trump in a hurry, killed a fucking bystander, shot 2 other people, shot Trump's ear, and got murked by a fucking sniper before they got back into the room. And it's like almost comical, dude, because if they'd just been in position where they should have been, they would have been in the room looking out the window and seen this 20-year-old doofus awkwardly crawling onto the roof and setting up to lay prone. Like, it would have been comical. It would have been like, check out this motherfucker. Like, what in the fuck is this guy doing? And they could have stopped him instantly because there would have been like a 20-yard shot, something like that. You know, like he was pretty fucking... They could have hit him with a handgun. They could have hit him with a pebble if they wanted to. But they weren't in the room for some reason. Coincidence? Well, there's a lot of coincidences that day, isn't there?
Are you suggesting it's kind of like the Epstein guards that, fell asleep?
I don't know. Why haven't... Okay, here's what should happen. Everybody who was a Secret Service or police officer or whatever who was charged with protection of the president that day, who was on the grounds that day, needs to be individually called in by powers that have the ability to throw these motherfuckers in jail if they lie, whether that be Congress or whatever, right? They need to be asked specific questions, drilled down on, find the answers to those questions, and then criminally charged if there's fucking any kind of criminal activity. Period. They should be made to squeal on each other for fear that they're going to go to jail and never see their kids again. And the people who are guilty of either insubordination or fucking straight out malfeasance, or if it's just fucking incompetence or whatever it is, whatever caused this, needs to be gotten to the bottom of by this method in front of the American people, by the way, with the entire... Anybody who wants to watch it, watching the live stream, with clips and fucking talking heads pulling up clips and talking about them later on, with all of it, dude, so that people can have some reasonable expectation that our government is doing the job that they're charged with, which in this case is protecting the goddamn fucking president. And I'm sure Trump has zero fucking faith, zero expectations that his life is protected by these people, because it wasn't. It directly wasn't. They didn't do their jobs. They dropped so many balls that day that if it's incompetence, like, we're in danger, dude. Like, our country's in danger. Think about this. North Korea, or whatever country you can think of that has a problem with America and wants to potentially take out a president or leader or whoever it is within our government, saw a 20-year-old kid with no skills slip past every fucking safeguard that we had like it wasn't even there and take 8 shots at our president. They're thinking, this is the easiest fucking job in the history of assassination. A 20-year-old with no training by himself came within a cunt hair of killing the president? Like, we got this shit in the bag, dog. Like, send in the troops. We got it. We're going to get them. Look at all the fucking things that they failed. Look at all the holes in their fucking security. Look at how many failures of personnel they've had. If we even get 10% as lucky as this kid got, murked. Game over, man.
But at least they had diversity. They had DEI, so it all worked out in the end.
Preston says, blind people can totally drive. Stop being racist. I did see a video of like these two friends took their blind friend to the middle of the sand dunes and let him drive the dune buggy because there's nothing he could hit. That's kind of cool. So we finally got to drive a car, you know?
Yeah.
If you check out that very last link I dropped in the private chat, there's new evidence coming out. The snipers knew about Crooks like an hour and a half before everything happened.
Say that again, you were mumbling.
That Crooks kid that took the shots at Trump, the last link I dropped in the back chat there, is about the snipers themselves admitting to each other in text that they basically let it happen.
Kid leaning around building we are in. Arg, I believe it is. I did see him with a rangefinder looking towards stage. FYI, if you want to notify SS snipers to look out, I lost sight of him. Also, a bike with a handbag sitting next to it in the rear building was not seen earlier. Call it into command and have a uniform check it out. Someone followed our lead and snuck in and parked our cars, just so you know. I'm just letting you know because you see me out with my rifle and put it in my car, so he knows you guys are up there and he's sitting direct. What the fuck? Whatever. I don't fucking know the context of that. Again, dude, like, there's so many pieces of information that we don't know. We knew more about 9/11, the day that 9/11 happened, than we know about this 2 weeks later. We knew more about fucking October 7th, the day it happened, than we know about this 2 weeks later. We knew more about fucking Pearl Harbor, a day after Pearl Harbor happened, than we know about this assassination attempt 2 weeks later. You know the only thing we know less about?
The Vegas shooting?
Thank you. That's exactly what I was thinking. The Vegas shooting. Yeah. Fucking years later, we still know nothing about the Vegas shooting. Weird. And it's also funny that they're memory holing this shit already. Like CNN, ABC, NBC, Fox News. Well, Fox News is still kind of talking about it. But like I was looking at articles earlier today, and like there's barely any articles even being written about the Trump assassination attempt 2 weeks after it happened. No one's even talking about it anymore. Anyway. All right, guys. Well, I'm running out of shit to talk about, and no one else seems to be talking very much. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to call it here. Unless anybody else has any last-minute subjects that they want to cover.
No, man. I mean,
that's a big negatory. All right, y'all. Well, we will be back on Tuesday night for another 2A Taco Tuesday with E Honda and Friends, or whatever we're calling it. Until then, tomorrow night we'll be back on Never Enough Ammo's channel for some Never Enough action. And until then, deuces, y'all. Shall not pee in the fridge. Trooper to shop and not under pressure. Batakath care, protect the troops. 2 words, made in America.
True international under pressure.
Yeah, that one always gets me. I love that shit.
Penis.
Welcome to the Krusty Towers, where our motto is, Jeffrey Epstein did not kill himself.
There we go. All right, y'all. We'll see you next time. Deuces. Laters.